Okay, this will be a quick demonstration video for how to do a Z confidence interval for a mean in Desmos when we're starting from raw data. So we have a question over here and there's no context to this question. We're just told about a sample, 15 observations, and given the sample data here. And we're told that the population we can assume is normally distributed, and we have a known population standard deviation of 31.9. We want to find the 96% confidence interval for the true mean. And so we know it's going to be a Z confidence interval, first of all, because we have a known population standard deviation. And although we have a small sample, we're told that we can assume the population is normally distributed. So as long as the underlying population is normal, it's okay that we have a small sample. So we're going to do a Z confidence interval. And here we're starting from raw data rather than from sample statistics. So I'm going to go over here into Desmos, and to access the confidence interval functions, I need to go to the inference tool. So I can either type the word inference, and that will bring up the inference menu, or alternatively, I can go up to the plus sign and select inference from there. Now, although we're going to do a confidence interval, all of the inference tools are named based on the corresponding hypothesis test. We want a Z confidence interval, so we're going to select the Z test. We can do a test or a confidence interval from the same interface. Now, since we have raw data here, we're going to stay on the data tab. And what I need right here is my list of data. If I had to, I could just type in the values with a comma to separate the values. That's a little bit tedious, but you can do that if necessary. But from a MyOpenMath problem, especially when it's given like this in a vertical table, you're going to be able to copy and paste the data into the list of data on Desmos. So I just selected all my data in the table. I can either right click and copy, or alternatively use my keyboard shortcuts. I'm on a PC, so that's Control C. Then I'm going to go over here into the list of data box, and the right click is not going to give me a paste over here, but I can Control V. So notice that when I Control V, it gives me all of my data that I had over here. It puts it in a list format for Desmos, which is inside the brackets. One other way that you can put the data in the list is to put the list into Desmos. So again, I'm going to give it a variable name, copy and paste my data into the Desmos line, but I gave it a variable name, and then I can put that variable over here in the list of data box. So any of those work. You can paste or type the data directly into the box as a list, or you can use a variable assignment to put the data into the box as a list. Okay, so I went back to my list directly typed into the list of data box. Now I need to tell the z-test function what my population standard deviation is, and I'm given that over here, known population standard deviation of 31.9. So I type that in. That's all I need for a confidence interval from raw data. I need the data, and then I need the population standard deviation. So unlike when we do it from stats, where we have to put in the sample size and the sample mean, it's going to compute that from our list of data. So we just need the data for both of those pieces of information. And then I click on Create Test. And you can see the syntax up here for the z-test. So you could actually just type that in directly if you are comfortable with that and remember the syntax. So I have the choices here for confidence interval or significance test. Here we want a confidence interval. It's always going to default to a confidence level of 95%. And so since we want a 96% confidence interval. I'm just going to change the confidence level. I want my results to 1 decimal place, and that's exactly what I'm given here in my lower and upper bound. So my lower bound is 127.6, and my upper bound is 161.4. I need the parameter for the middle of my between notation. And since this is a confidence interval for the true population mean, that means the population parameter is mu. So I will select mu, and that's my confidence interval. Just a couple of additional notes over here that, as usual, I have some information under the 3-dot menu. I can see the details of the lower bound, the upper bound, the point estimate, which I might need because I wasn't given the sample mean, but Desmos computes the sample mean. So here's where I can find that sample mean. If I want to see more decimal places on any of these, I can export to the list. And again, you can see that as soon as I export, it gives the test a variable name, T1, and you can see the syntax here to retrieve the sample mean, the point estimate from the T1 sample data. So it gives me that to more decimal places than I can see right here if I need that for something. So that is a Desmos for a Z confidence interval from raw data.